Hey everybody, Eric's Garage here. Today we're going to be cooking a steak in a Yeti cooler, so you guys can come along the ride. I got some water here, I got some steaks, rosemary, some garlic, and some butter, so let's see how this turns out. I've never done this before, it's my first time, so you're coming along the ride with me. Alright everybody, so I'm starting off with some sirloin steaks, just bought them at the grocery store, some butter, got a little bit of rosemary, and some fresh garlic. So the first thing that I've been looking up, it says to get a Ziploc bag, put your steaks in the Ziploc bag, just like that, to grab a bulb of garlic, crush it with your hand, kind of take the skin off a little bit, throw this in there, just like so. I have about 2 tablespoons of butter here. I'm going to throw this in here. And then I'm going to add some rosemary. This is just so it can marinate while it's cooking, so the flavors can kind of get in there a little bit. You don't need too much. The butter will kind of coat it, so you don't need a form of oil. A trick for this when you're trying to sous vide, we're doing it in a Yeti, so it's a little different, but you kind of want to soak this. I got too much water here. So you kind of want to dunk this, and as you're dunking this, it's taking the air out, right? So you come up here, zip the top to the corner, not zipping it fully, and then you dunk this all the way underwater, and then you close that corner once you get the bag fully submerged, and when you pull it out, it is airtight. So that actually looks pretty good. I'm going to situate the steak a little better. There we go. So that's what it looks like. Alright, on to the next step. Alright guys, for the next step, what we're going to do is we're going to fill up the Yeti with hot water. So I have, the lowest setting I have on my water boiler is 160 degrees. I have to get it to about 130. I want a medium rare steak, so I'm gonna go ahead and just go pour this in here. Ooh, that's hot. So I'm gonna put my thermostat and see what I'm at. I'm at about 154, so I kind of need to come down just a little bit. So I'm just going to add cold water as I'm having the thermostat in here. See it jumping down about 148. A little bit more cold water. 146. Let's come down a little bit more. 137, 138. 133, 131. Perfect. Okay. So now that we got the proper temperature that we want, we're just going to put the steaks in the Yeti, fully submerged, close the Yeti, and then set Alexa, set timer for 45 minutes. And then we're going to see what it looks like in 45 minutes. Alexa, stop. Timer's done, guys. Let's see how these turned out. Oh yeah, they look good. All right, let me get this back. Oh yeah, they look really good. Let me set them up here on the counter. Alright guys, so once you get it out of the Yeti, you're going to want to get some napkins. Got cutting board out. Go ahead and place all the napkins on the cutting board like so. Grab them, set them on the cutting board. And you can always use this for something later. If you, it's just not enough. I didn't put a lot of butter in there, so this would just be discarded. Alright. So now you want to kind of tap these, get them pretty dry. They look kind of funky right now because they just came out of the Yeti. Pretty much just boiled them, or not boiled them, cooked them at like 130 degrees, so a slow boil. Alright, so we're going to coat these with some black pepper, and I have some lava salt. That's from Salt Vide. Actually, a pretty cool salt place from Iceland, all handmade. So let's just go ahead and coat this with some salt. I'll just go ahead and rub all that in. Yeah, it's kind of cool because it's a black salt. Maybe put some pepper on there. All rubbed real good. Flip them over. Alright. So, next step is we're going to go to the grill. So I had this cast iron, it's like a skillet, kind of preheating it already. I wanted to make sure I got it hot enough. Go ahead and put a little bit of oil on it just to start. There we go. Get that to roll around a little bit. Alright, it is hot. So let's go ahead and put one steak on there. Nice sear on that bad boy. Go ahead and place the other one on this side. Get that one heated up. And then go ahead and check that. We're just going for a sear, so we don't need to cook it anymore. Get these sides all done. I flip the steaks with my fingers since I was a kid. My mom used to make us flip tortillas over an open fire. I kind of got used to it. Doesn't really bother me too much. Alright, these are looking good. The black salt looks cool in there. Just gives it a different appearance. Alright, so these are almost done. Probably just a little bit more right there. I'll flip this one more time. I'll put this one back. I know you guys can't smell this, but it smells so good. So I'm going to turn the fire off. Don't make fun of my girls, guys. My camping grill. Usually I use charcoal, but they wanted to do this on a cast iron. So let me go around and grab a plate real quick, and then we'll show you what they look like after we cut them inside. Alright guys, so I brought these in from outside off the grill. I want to have them rest just for a little bit before I go to cut into them. Most of the cooking was done in the Yeti, so they were cooked. All you have to do is just give it a nice marbling on the outside by searing it, and you can see all the juice coming out. It's super juicy, so kind of excited to cut into this. Once I do, it's all going to be on camera. We can see what that gray line looks like on the inside, so stay tuned. Alright guys, so I allowed it to rest. I'm going to go ahead and cut into this just so we can see what it's going to look like on the inside. Oh man, that came out perfect. Look at that. It's like a cool pink all the way through, and it's a little from the sear. This wasn't that big of a steak, so you can see where the sear kind of burned into it, but I'll go ahead and give it a taste and see what you guys are missing. Oh man, that is so good. Alright guys, cooking steak in a Yeti, it's possible.